Well, what are the three pillars of autopilot evergreen customer growth? So it doesn't really matter what business you have, you're gonna need these three pillars in the ongoing world that we live in. And everything is digital, everything is through smartphones, getting connected, everything is learning through video, and it's not gonna retrograde. It's just going to become more of that in different forms. But what we found is the biggest problem with most businesses is they need quality customers consistently at low cost with a self-managing system. And when the customers get to them, if they could be pre-sold, this would be great, right? How do you fix that? Well, there's three core pillars that are gonna allow you to do this. We've been using these for a long time and they just keep refining and getting better and better. And I wanna share those with you. There's pillar one, organic traffic. Now you can do paid traffic as well, but what would you rather have? Would you rather have customers coming to you because they got so much value from your content, your videos, your presentation of your company that they wanted to come to you to buy because they were so impressed with what you've done? Or with paid traffic, you are basically interrupting them. Now the difference here is long-term with ads, they just get more and more expensive because you keep burning through your markets. The customers get colder and colder because you have to find customers and you have to interrupt people that have no clue whatsoever who you are. And the customers aren't primarily looking for you, you're interrupting them and then convincing them. Now, I'm not against ads, and ads are a great way to add, other levels of profit, other levels of ROI. But in the long term, the way I see it is organic traffic, organic value is going to be the absolute best in terms of ROI and in terms of having self-management, pre-sold, and low cost. We used to spend $30,000 a month on just, Facebook ads, and we were able to cut that cost out, and we basically constrained ourselves. We said, let's see if we can grow this business without having to use ads. And so we just shut the ads off, and it was like, okay, well, what are we gonna do now? And so we started creating content, and we started using the platforms the way they should be, and we're making more profit now. We have better customers, and they come to us, and they're not needing a big sales call or a big sales pitch. They're already sold. It's pretty much like, hey, what's the deal? And we're done. And it's really nice because the customers are very, very in a frame of like reciprocity almost, where they're like, man, I've appreciated so much of the value you've given me. I'm ready for your frameworks. I'm ready for your systems, et cetera, et cetera. And we just get great results and they have a great time and it's awesome. So that's the difference between like organic traffic versus paid traffic, because, paid traffic long term, it has diminishing returns. It has a ceiling because at a certain point, you can't spend more to get more. It flatlines. It's like you can't get two out for putting one in kind of deal. It just kind of starts to diminishing returns, right? The thing about organic traffic, there's no ceiling. It has this thing called escape velocity because at a certain point, you have people, 2 can tell 4, 4 can tell 8, 8 can tell 16, and it compounds over time and you can't beat it. And to give you an example, it's like, try to go make The Rock unsuccessful, or try to go make these super popular people that are on social media putting out content constantly, go make Bruce Lee unpopular. It's like they've put out so much value and have so much content and they've got such a place in the market that it's really almost impossible to destroy what they have unless you go pull a Kanye West type of deal or Ye or whatever. So that's the thing that I'm trying to share with you is with the organic traffic, when you build this thing up, it's not as fast as starting with ads. And that's what a lot of people do. They'll start with ads, they'll get some momentum, and then if they're doing it right, they'll shift to organic traffic. And if you do the organic traffic properly, it's evergreen. It just keeps building and building and building. Your content stays out there forever. I've got content that's 10 years old that's still bringing me customers. It's crazy. But when you shut ads off, they go away. But when you put out organic content, you put videos out on YouTube, for instance, Those things live forever, and they're just like little salespeople out there working for you forever. What this looks like with organic traffic, I'm gonna break that down. The next thing is funnels, and I'm gonna break this down, but we've got 4 primary funnel processes that we use, and some businesses only need one of these, but when you use these in combination, that's when the music really starts to play for you. And then automations. I'm gonna talk to you about this right here, because this works in concert with this, and this works in concert with this. And when you get these things, working in concert together, it's amazing because it's low cost, it manages itself, and the customers come to you consistently and they're pre-sold. What else do you want, right? So let's talk about organic traffic. Here's the process and flow that we look at. And you might want to write this down or something, but this is going to be really helpful for you. You create long form content, videos like you're watching right now. I'll take this video then, and I'll create short form content from it. I will take these different points that we talk about, I'll cut them up, and then I'll put those on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Those short form content pieces act as little micro ads that drive people to go watch my long form content. My long form content then gets people over to my funnels. And these 3 dots here represent these 3 types of funnels right here. And these 3 types of funnels all lead people into the big hybrid group funnel. And so the hybrid group funnel works basically off of community. Nowadays, people want community. People want to be with other people that are just like them, that are excited about the same things they're excited about, and that are trying to strive to solve the same type of problems. Or they're just literally excited about a topic or something like that. For instance, you could go to like a Harley Davidson biker rally, and if you were hanging out there for the weekend or whatever, you would hear all sorts of problems they have with their bikes, with travel, with just different things with their equipment, what they do, etc., etc. And then you would also hear a lot of fanatics, right? You'd hear a lot of cool things that they did. And when you have something like that and you can oversee it because you've developed it, you've created that, you've got this incredible place where you can get insights about your marketplace, which allows you to create better long form and short form content, which then does a better job of driving people into your funnels, which builds your email list and then gets you to have consistent customers coming in, because you can fish out of your email list and your funnels, and this all works by itself because it's all automated, it's all electronic. So it really works quite well when you take your long form and short form, drive people into your funnels and community, and then you'll get your low ticket customers and your high ticket customers, and then your low ticket customers will soon become high ticket customers, and your high ticket customers will help you get low ticket customers. And these people all will be watching your long and short form content, which builds that up, because why would they stop paying attention to you if you help them get to their desired result? And then you see how this thing has like this flywheel effect. As you get more low ticket, you get more high ticket. As you get more high ticket, they give you more low ticket. They watch your stuff. They become fanatical. Build your funnels and your community gives you more information to go back to your long and short form, which gets you more customers. And this is the most beautiful evergreen customer growth autopilot system you could ever get involved with your business or put involved with your business. Here's what's really cool about this community effect is that it's self-selecting. It's like natural selection. When people are in this community, they naturally just learn about your model of how you solve their problem, right? And they'll self-select and they'll come over as this top 1% of it's kind of like the cream rises to the top, and then those fall in, and these people don't need any sales or anything, right? They're sold. They've learned about your model inside of the free group. They've got on calls. They've told you everything you need to know to create everything you need to create to attract more customers. It's literally the most self-serving, beautiful model you've ever seen. So then you need funnels, right? So a funnel is basically just a way of taking your audience and turning it into your community. And that's the process here. In the long and short form process with your traffic, you're building an audience. And then you want to turn your audience into a community. And then you want to turn your community into customers. and then your customers will help you build your audience, which then helps you build your community, okay? So the funnels is what allows people to get into the community, and it also allows you to protect yourself from any of the platforms changing their minds, as you know they do, right? We've seen changes with practically all the platforms. So when the platform changes, I've had people in the past lose their entire audience and they weren't building a list, they weren't building a community, which is what happens in this stage. And if you don't do that, then you're at the whims of the platforms and whatever they decide to do. So the smart thing to do is to take your audience that you're attracting and turn it into your community or subscribers on your list that you control. So many YouTubers out there have millions of followers. I was talking to a guy who had 12 million followers. Unbelievable audience. Didn't know how to monetize it. And then when he started to think about how to monetize it, he was starting to shift out of it and starting to lose his audience. And I was like, this is insane. So these YouTubers out there that have a ton of audience, they don't know how to monetize. And then the people that know how to monetize, they don't know how to get the audience. It's kind of this like weird thing going on. But it's real simple if you think about it. As you build your business, you're creating an audience because you're putting out value. Get your community, and those people become your best customers. And it's all self-selecting, self-managing. This first funnel is called the beta funnel. And it's typically just 2 pages. And it's got a video on the one page where you're basically talking about something that's coming up as a new thing or a beta thing, a launch or whatever. And you get them on a wait list, and then you'll monetize that list. You can either get them to jump on a call with you, you can get them to purchase something when it releases at a certain point. Here you're basically building up anticipation for something, and you're getting a big, windfall of people right away because of how you're building this up. Each one of these funnels has its own automation, but I'm gonna give you the core automations down here at the bottom. The second one is what I call the iron hot funnel. So when you're out here in your community and when you're listening to your audience, you're gonna hear things that they're talking about a lot. For instance, with my community, they really wanna know how to create organic traffic. They really wanna know how to build funnels. They really wanna know how to do automations. Hence why I'm doing this video right now. But I heard that in my community, and I get a lot of response from that when I'm doing calls and different things. So I know what's hot. So what you can do is you can create a funnel, typically just 2 pages here, where on this page you have a video where you're talking about this really hot topic. You're talking about this thing that's vibrating out in your audiences and your community, and you get them to opt in and buy the thing. This is almost like just having a product page, and you can have them either jump on a call depending on the price of whatever it is that you're offering or the nature of the customer, or they can just simply purchase this, all right? So this one works really, really well. My girlfriend uses this, and she's doing about 30 grand a month, and she started a couple months ago from nothing. And we just put together an iron hot funnel, and she's got it attached to automations, and she's crushing it. Then there's the famous high ticket funnel, or some people call it a VSL funnel, or some people call this like the call funnel. There's a lot of different words, but at the end of the day, it's 4 pages. You have an opt-in page where you're offering something very, very valuable to your community, to your audience, potential customers. And when they opt in, you're gonna show them what that thing is on the next page. You're gonna give that to them. Typically, it's like a free training or a mini course, or some sort of like PDF or checklist or whatever. They come into this next page, and essentially the video on the next page has a bunch of value in the front that hooks the customer based off their problems or whatever. And then it gives them a bunch of value, and then it tends to transition into, here's how we actually solve your problem. And then it has a strong call to action to book a call or to purchase something, which they would click from this page to this page. And sometimes you can add it to this page, but you go from this page where it's either booking a call, which is typical, that's why it's high ticket. Most things that are gonna cost more than about, I would say, $3,000, $4,000 or something like that, typically is gonna have to be done over a phone call. you can do it, but you just got to be really good on this page if you don't require a call. But most people want to get on a call. And then you get on the call, and then once they either book a call or they purchase, they'll go to either a receipt page or a confirmation page that says, here's a receipt of what you bought, or your call's been booked. You'll get some reminders. Can't wait to talk to you on the call. So this one is really powerful. I mean, it's what most people use. But when you combine these ones over here, it makes this one even more powerful. Now, this one is more of a newer funnel, but I see this being the core funnel in eliminating a lot of this. But these always have their place, because think about this is like just putting up a product page, for instance. This is, hey, guys, we've got something really great coming, and if you want to be the first one to know about it and be the first one to get a chance to get it, then here you go. And so that's why I say these will never go away, but this one does something that's really powerful. What it does is it changes the paradigm of what's happening. A lot of people are used to product pages. A lot of people are used to opting in for something, you know, to get it on the next page or whatever. And they know that they're just going to be some, you know, person on a list that's going to get hammered with emails, right? On this one, they kind of know the same thing. It's like wait lists. You've most likely heard of those, etc. But this one's different. And the reason I call it a hybrid group and not just some free group like a Facebook group or something, this is a little different. Number one, it's not on Facebook. It's on a dedicated group platform that we use. And this one has a video with a button underneath it for them to join the hybrid group. But here, they're not joining as somebody on a list. Here, they're joining as an important person inside of a mastermind community or a free group community where all people are like-minded in here. They're all striving towards the same goal. They all have typically the same interests and problems. And they get into this group to find other people like that. But not only that, they also get a weekly live stream call. It's a free call, and these are people that are not your customers yet. But when they get on inside of this group, there's a group feature, and then they also get a course. And in that course, because it's a free group, in this course, it's just you defining your model. It's, in essence, a course of you defining what you do to solve their problem and make their life better. And then they also get a community of other people. So they get a free weekly call, they get a free course, and they get a free community. And this really creates something powerful where they're going to, in the community part, really be chumming and talking. Like I gave you that example earlier with the Harley Davidson riders. It'd be like, imagine your perfect customers are all talking together in a group, telling you all of their pain points, all of their things that get them excited, all of their dreams and journeys and all the different things. What do you think that will do for you? What it will do for you is allow you to be the best in your traffic up here, which allows you to consistently get customers. All right. Number two is it really teaches you about other product opportunities and other ways for you to monetize. And number three, they become friends in here and they stick in here. And this is always like having a fishing hole or a honey hole, and you know the exact bait to get the fish out of it. The call, I like to do one call per week. I just pick a day. And there's also a calendar feature in here, which is really nice. And there's a gamification feature in here. So it causes them to engage in the group so that you can actually get the insights and hear about what's going on. And then the call feature, I like to get on a call because when you actually talk to your customers, and a lot of people have trouble with this, they're like, well, I don't know what product to create, or I don't know, who my customers really are, so I can create these other types of funnels. I don't know what type of content to create. I don't really know my customer all that well. Well, that's what's powerful about this. And when you get on a call, they're literally going to ask you questions. And then I record that call and I stick it in the group. So when I call it hybrid, it's because there's a little bit of interactivity in there, but it's really nothing. And for me to get on a call 1 hour a week, it's actually a gift because now I can get on and learn about my customers so I can learn how to really help them. And then the top 1% of people in this group will become your customers, and they don't need to be sold. They're just signing up. It's really powerful. So this thing in between here and here, this, when they go to sign up for the hybrid group, here's what's really cool. They'll sign up and you can ask a couple questions like, what's your biggest challenges that you're dealing with? And what would you like help with the most? And then the third one is just like, what's your email? And they get the name and stuff like that. And when they do that, this hybrid group is automatically connected to the automations software. So when they opt into here, they're not opting in as a subscriber on some email list. They're joining a community with a course and a live call, and it's so much more powerful, like it's so much more valuable. And when they opt in for the group though, it does put them in an automation where you follow up with them and you're basically dripping your value on them and you're defining how you help them. And so it's like the automations work in concert with the hybrid group, the course, the calls, the community. And I mean, wow, it's just like you're doing minimal work and you're getting this super high output of high value, high quality, right? You'll get quality customers consistently this way by doing low cost. It'll be self-management, so low input, and they'll be pre-sold. What else do you want, right? So, and then they turn into money from here. Or there'll be advocates that bring more people into the group because there's so much value in the group, and the group starts to self-increase its value because the people are joining because of the conversation that's happening in this free community. So that's why I said this one is super powerful because number one, the barrier of entry is lower. It's so much more valuable. It educates your customers so much more. It's amazing. Okay, so the automations, like I said, all of these here require some sort of opt-in, okay? And the communication throughout these is different. Obviously here we're talking about what's coming. We're building up some anticipation. Here we're talking about the thing that's super hot right now. Get it right now. Buy it right now. Here we're talking about, let me help you. Let me show you what this is all about. Let me really, because it's high ticket, let me really break this down and show you how we solve your problem. Let's jump on a call or buy the thing. And then this is just the most powerful mixture of pretty much all of these here combined. And it's self-developing, which is so cool. But when they get into any of these funnels here, the automations kick out. These automations, you've got A and B. So these are lists right here. So they'll opt in, and when they opt in, they'll come into A. And in A, the job of the automation A is, number one, tag them, but we're trying to get the customer as quickly as possible with A. And so when they come in here, it's like they get an email right away. They get tagged from where they came from, which one of the funnels did they come from. They get tagged. And then an email goes out, a simple email. And the way I like to do it is I like to do 10 emails in 7 days. The first 3 days, I like to give them 2 emails a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. And I'm really just pushing them to get the call set up or to buy. And then after that 7-day period, so it goes 2 emails a day for the first 3 days. And then for the remaining 4 days, I just do 1 email a day. And each email that goes out is based off my core model. So whatever my core model is dictates what those emails do and say. In between each of these emails that go out, there is an automation element in there, or variable, that basically says, did this customer become a customer? Or did this customer schedule a call? If it says yes to either of those 2 questions, it doesn't send the next email, because the job of the automation A here was to get the person to book a call or buy. If they make it through this 7-day gauntlet that is designed to get them to become a customer as quickly as possible, it will tag them and say, they came in here, they went through all of these, but they did not buy. Then those customers just stay in a particular list that you will, over time, with newsletters, email them and keep trying to turn them into customers. Typically try to drive them into one of these funnels, ongoing to turn them into a customer. And most likely the reason they didn't start during this period was because they just didn't get the information they needed. they weren't sold on it yet, or they just didn't open the emails, or there's a lot of different little things that happen, but generally it's they don't believe you. They don't trust you, or they didn't see the value. Okay? And there's a way where I have an automation that we put in here that cleans the list. Like if somebody doesn't stay active with our newsletters over 7 days or 21 days or 30 days, it tags them in corresponding to those things, like engaged, active, and then like not as active but engaged, and this is based off them opening and clicking on things. And then after 30 days, if they haven't opened or clicked or anything, it puts disengaged. And then we don't send to those people. We have other things that we do that will try to reactivate them. But what you don't want to do inside of your automation software, so you don't end up in spam, is you don't want to email people that are not engaging or active. I forgot to put a T here. Because if you do, you start to get negative points against you in your automation software, and you won't show up in the inbox as easy. And there's some things that we do with this first email that goes out that gets you to show up into their inbox more. We basically do something to basically get them to email us back. Because if they email us back, if they open and then they email us back, it tells the automation software and the email service provider that they're using, Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, whatever, that, hey, this person, they opened and responded to this email. So the next time this person sends an email to them, make sure it goes into their inbox. Now, this B here, when anybody goes through this sequence here, if they do schedule a call, it will take them out of A and put them into B, tag them and say that this person scheduled a call, and then it'll send out an email that says, hey, your call's been scheduled, we'll be following up with you, sending you a reminder, etc., etc. And because we don't let people schedule more than 4 to 7 days out, depending on what you're doing, we set a timer, and then after 7 days, the automation software will check with them, and they'll check on that person and it'll ask, did they purchase? If they purchased, it will take them out of this and put them into the purchased list. If they didn't purchase after the 7 days, then it tags them and says they scheduled a call, but they did not purchase. At which case, both of these here would then go into a catch-all list where we then send out newsletter emails to them, and you're always trying to get them to become customers by sending out newsletters and things like that. So we teach all of this stuff in our mastermind, okay? And this is the core of it all, right? You need to have your traffic, your funnels, and your automations. And when you get these things to sing together, it's the most you sleep good at night because nobody can follow up the way these things can. No human being can compete with a machine that doesn't get tired, doesn't act emotional, and doesn't get all crazy. But what I love about this is, inside of this machine, you can create videos like I'm creating right now that are emotional, so that when you deliver to people, that emotional impact is there, but it's being delivered by something that doesn't drop the ball. This may seem complicated and stuff like that. There is, some setup to it, but once it's set up, once you make it once, it will work for you forever and ever and ever, bringing you in profit, which is why we call the company MakeOnce.com. And the reason we do the 10 and 7 days is most people need 7 to 10 exposures to make a decision. So I like to accelerate that by giving them the 10 exposures in 7 days. That's kind of a simple way to look at it. And then in between each of the ones that go 2 a day, I just wait 6 hours. So one email goes out, 6 hours later, another one goes out if they haven't booked a call or bought. And then on the remaining 4 days, where it's just 1 a day, it's just every 24 hours. But again, before every email goes out, we have a trigger in place. We actually have a wait, and then there's an ask, and it just says, did they book a call or did they buy? Now, what really makes this whole thing work together is when you understand how to sell without selling. And you'll figure that out by just watching this video right here.